Becoming more feminine is not only possible regardless of whatever masculine demands you have in your life, but it's critical to your happiness and the well-being of your life. Becoming more feminine is not about how to look cuter or how to become more attractive to men. It's about being able to live in a way that feels authentic to you, your dream life. A life where you can protect your peace, feel much less stress, and generally be a lot happier and better serve those who you love the most. Hi, and welcome. I'm Amanda, a busy full-time working mom, and I teach women just like you how to thrive in your feminine energy despite all the masculine demands of your life. Below you'll find a link to sign up for my free weekly newsletter where I share simple tips to activate your feminine energy, share encouragement, and anything under the sun that will help make your life easier, more enjoyable, and help you get more aligned with yourself. Now, the first thing we have to address today is why being feminine matters to you and why you should care. Well, it matters because as a woman who feels most aligned when her feminine energy is activated, which, by the way, is most women naturally and inherently. And sure, I acknowledge that I'm generalizing, but I feel comfortable doing so because I assume that the fact that you even clicked on this video proves that this is how you identify. So, as someone who feels most aligned when her feminine energy is activated, when you are out of that alignment, you feel wrong and off, and like you're not living the version of your life that you want to be and know that you should be. You just don't feel like yourself. For me, when my feminine energy is all out of whack, it feels like I'm running uphill through quicksand in someone else's life. It's not a good feeling. And that's why you need to care about protecting your feminine energy and increasing it. This is not about how to be more feminine so your husband thinks that you're prettier, or how to become more feminine so men want to date you. It's not about that, it's about you, although those things are kind of byproducts because biologically a woman who is operating in her feminine energy is naturally more attractive to a man who is operating in his masculine energy because that's just how polarity and magnetism works, but that's not why this is important for you. We're not talking about what becoming more feminine can do for those around you, although again that can be a byproduct, but what we're focusing on is how becoming more feminine is beneficial to you personally. So what is femininity and feminine energy anyway? And what's the difference between the two? Well, femininity is the essence of nurturing and compassion and deep connection. It embodies qualities like being compassionate, nurturing, trusting, open, creative, strong-minded, and authentic. And feminine energy, on the other hand, is the free-flowing and receptive side of this essence. It focuses on receiving, emotional expression, and submission, highlighting traits like softness, gentleness, sensitivity, and kindness. Embracing feminine energy means valuing self-love and self-care and setting strong boundaries. It's about allowing yourself to receive help and support, expressing emotions freely, and nurturing both yourself and others. And by understanding and honoring these aspects of feminine energy, we can create a much more fulfilling and balanced and harmonious life, one that actually feels authentic to us. And the flip side of this is that when a woman is too much in her masculine energy, she might struggle with the natural flow of nurturing and connection that defines feminine energy. And this imbalance can make it really challenging to be the version of the mother, wife, or friend that you want to be, the version that you are at your core, but that you have trouble activating because your overwhelming masculine energy is taking over. Because when you operate predominantly from a place of masculine energy, it often leads to burnout, emotional disconnect, and a feeling of isolation. And if this feels like you, please know that there is no shame around it at all. It's about understanding it and making the changes that you feel are right for you. And I also want to say that I understand if it feels overwhelming because I've been there and I clawed my way out of a place where I was so far gone in my masculine energy and it felt like every aspect of my life was suffering because of it. And it didn't happen easily or quickly, but I was able to get to the other side of it to a place where I now fully embrace my feminine energy. Slowly but surely, I got there, and I want to help you do the same. Even when at first it felt like, yeah, well, that all sounds well and good, but I can't achieve that in my life because of all my XYZ life circumstances. I'm telling you, no matter your circumstances or the masculine demands in your life, this kind of shift is not only possible for you, but it will be easier than you think, because becoming more feminine and aligned with your feminine energy is all about doing less and not doing more. And lastly, please know that you're not alone. The first step is understanding that embracing our feminine side allows us to be more present and compassionate and emotionally available for ourselves and our loved ones. And once we begin to understand it, then we can start to learn how to fix it. Because when you know better, you do better. So now let's actually move on to how to become more feminine. And I don't know if this is a warning or a freeing tidbit of info. I guess it depends on who you are, but please know that all of the advice that I share about how to heal your wounded feminine energy is given from a place of assuming that you feel like you're already drowning and you don't have space or time for crappy platitudes that feel so generic and unapplicable to you. No. My whole mission here is to specifically help women activate their feminine energy, even though they have heavy masculine demands in your life, like children to care for or stressful jobs to manage. I don't make content for 20-year-olds who don't have stressful jobs or kids or ailing parents to take care of. No disrespect to the girlies who are in that beautiful place in their life. I just can't relate to it, so I don't make content for them. I make content to help you, the grown woman who maybe feels a little bit helpless. And I promise that you're not. You've got this, and I've got you. Let's get into it. The first way to become more feminine is to be able to receive. And this can actually be really hard, which is kind of weird, right? It would seem like the easiest thing you can do is to do nothing and just let people do things for you. But no. There can be a lot of resistance to accepting help and receiving because we may have put up walls where we don't want to owe anything to anyone, or maybe you have trust issues and you don't think that anyone can do things as well as you can do them. Maybe it's a cultural thing or a trait that has been passed down to you generationally, or you're afraid to be vulnerable. Maybe you don't think that you're worthy or deserving of help or receiving good things in your life or taking the easy way out. Some women reject the art of receiving altogether because they mistakenly believe that being feminine means being passive or submissive, rather than understanding that the truth, which is that receiving is a powerful and active choice. It's one that you make for yourself. But embracing the art of receiving help and support is a crucial aspect of feminine energy. It allows us to open up, trust others, build deeper connections, especially in our relationships. When we trust others and let them in, we create a space for growth and understanding. And by relinquishing control and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we not only empower those around us, especially masculine partners, by encouraging them to be more in their masculine energy by providing, whether that be financially or with acts of service, but also foster our own personal growth. Similarly, the art of leaning back is one that will have a significant impact on your feminine energy. Leaning back in life, whether it be with family or friends or work or any responsibility in life really, is all about doing less and leading less. By stepping back from always taking charge, you can protect your feminine energy and softness. This not only helps reduce stress, but also helps you connect better with others and create a more peaceful environment. And to be clear, again, this is for your benefit. It's not about stepping back and creating a peaceful environment for everyone else. It's for you and protecting your peace. Trusting others to take the lead allows you to relax and enjoy the moment more. It lets your nurturing and compassionate side shine, leading to a more fulfilled and balanced life. I used to be a natural leader and control freak. It was like my whole personality. And don't get me wrong, I do still and can move into those roles when necessary, but often I choose not to because it was stressful. And when I realized how much of a stressor that was for me and made the conscious choice to lean back, I realized that I actually enjoy everything more, almost everything more, when I take a more passive role. For example, I enjoy the bachelorette parties or the vacations that I don't actively plan more. I enjoy the dinners out at the restaurants that I didn't have to pick more. I even enjoy my work more when I'm not volunteering myself to be in charge of every single new project that comes up. And I'm happier in my marriage and in my role as a mother now that I've stepped back from trying to take charge and strictly control everything, and my husband is a lot happier for it too. And when it comes to your relationship, leaning back and letting your man lead can bring a lot of fulfillment and balance to your relationship. It builds trust and strengthens your bond. Trusting your partner to take the lead doesn't mean losing your independence. It's about creating a partnership where you can both thrive. And this trust encourages him to step up while giving you the freedom to relax and just enjoy life together. Embracing this kind of magnetic and polarizing dynamic leads to a more harmonious and balanced relationship. And you will both thrive when you're feeling aligned in your feminine energy and he's feeling aligned in his masculine energy. Because, as a very quick crash course, the masculine energy thrives when it's leading and taking control and making things happen, whereas the feminine energy thrives when it's in flow, in receiving, and simply being, and responsible for less, quite frankly. And when you're thriving in your feminine and he is thriving in his masculine, that creates polarity, which is crucial to a thriving partnership. And I have a video all about this, so check it out when you're done watching this one. But in general, being flexible and adaptable in different situations in life helps you slow down and really enjoy the moment. Living a slower lifestyle will reduce stress and improve your overall well-being. It's exactly what your feminine energy craves. And the next way to become more feminine is to prioritize true self-care. And I want to be sure that I'm being really clear when I use the term self-care, because I think that it can often be interpreted as doing whatever you want. But that's not it. It's about loving and respecting yourself so much that you are willing to give yourself and your body the care that it needs. And sometimes, often, that means rejecting what your brain wants to indulge in. True self-care isn't about indulging in behaviors like eating a pint of ice cream or drinking too much wine while binge watching crappy reality TV. Although, don't get me wrong, I love crappy reality TV and definitely watch it. But I do so within the overall scope of my life where I generally take pretty good care of myself. True self-care involves practices that genuinely nurture your body and soul. It starts with getting enough sleep, of course, and eating foods that nourish you, helping you feel your best. Regular exercise is also very important, as I'm sure you already know, but regular exercise should be something that you actually enjoy and aligns with your feminine energy. Things like yoga or dance or walking outside. True self-care is spending time in nature and getting enough sunlight. That can really boost your well-being. It's drinking plenty of water and making time for hobbies and friendships that fulfill you. That is essential. Doom scrolling or earning yourself a hangover is not fulfilling, and those things do not qualify as self-care. Instead, focus on the activities that leave you feeling rejuvenated and aligned with your true self, your ideal self. The self that maybe you've been burying underneath layers of self-sabotage for far too long. And again, this is not about shame, it's about awareness and then making improvement starting today. Your past doesn't define you, and neither do your inevitable screw-ups, because no one is perfect and you will fall. I sure do. But my hope is that you raise your baseline and find it easier to get back there after small blips going forward. Prioritize habits that support your health and happiness, creating a balanced and fulfilling life. And it's a little improvement here, a little improvement there, one more good habit added to your morning routine, and then one to your evening, whatever. But it's all those tiny little consistent good habits that add up to significant improvement overall. Now, this next one might surprise you because it might not be what you immediately think of when you think of traits of femininity, but it's the importance of having boundaries. Setting boundaries is crucial for staying true to your feminine needs. It helps you honor your own limits and ensure that you're not overextending yourself. Unlike the masculine approach, which often focuses on independence and hustling and survival through constant action, the feminine approach values balance, rest, and self-care. It's about knowing when to step back, relax, and recharge. And this can be hard for ambitious women like so many of us are. But balancing ambition with self-care and relaxation is key. While it's great to be driven and pursue your goals, it's equally important to make time for the activities that nourish your body and soul. By maintaining this balance, you preserve your feminine energy and create a more fulfilling and harmonious life. And it's worth noting that when you honor your feminine needs for rest and rejuvenation and are firm with your boundaries, that ultimately enhances the quality of your work, as you'll be operating from a place of authenticity and strength, and you'll be rested. The next point is really what feminine energy is all about at its core. To truly thrive in your feminine energy, it's essential to shift from overthinking to embracing the present moment, which can actually be really hard. In today's world of constant stimulation from social media, work demands, and family responsibilities, it's a little bit too easy to get lost in the chaos. However, by turning into your body, heart, intuition, and your emotions, you can regain control. Cutting out excessive input and distractions, including the incessant consumption of content, is crucial. Even though self-improvement resources may be beneficial in the right time, in the right place, they can also really overwhelm you and drown out your inner voice. I consciously decided to limit content consumption to reconnect with my authentic self, and it's made all the difference. I deleted all the social apps, and I significantly reduced the number of podcasts and YouTube videos that I consumed, especially around the topic of self-improvement, because I realized that in constantly trying to better myself and better my life, I was, at the risk of sounding dramatic, making my life worse. Instead of my brain being constantly overloaded, I became more at peace and therefore had more patience with my kids, a more soft and loving demeanor towards my husband. My work began to feel easier because I was just more focused. I became just overall happier and more at peace because life felt easier and I felt more myself. Because life just doesn't feel so hard when you're not constantly, consciously or unconsciously, being fed information on how you should improve it. Try tuning it all out. If there are things that you need to fix, and I don't even want to use that word, but it gets the point across, they will come to you. Sidebar, I'm sorry for all my quotation marks, but sometimes they just really get the point across. But your intuition will always feed to you what it needs to. And then you can actively seek out solutions to problems that you've identified. You don't need Instagram or the algorithm to tell you what's wrong with you or your life. A feminine woman is in control of herself, and that is very different from always being in control of everything. But she is regulated and she does not lose her cool. She does not lose control. Maintaining emotional regulation and a positive mindset is key to embodying feminine energy. Rather than being easily triggered or succumbing to anger, strive to maintain poise and calmness, even during those challenging situations. And again, this is not about cowering and making peace for those around you. It's for the sake of your own inner peace and protecting your feminine energy. And engaging in intelligent and respectful debates promotes understanding, while unnecessary conflict and drama drains your feminine energy and obviously puts strains on relationships. And in the same vein, constant complaining is unattractive and only perpetuates negativity. So instead, focus on maintaining a positive and grateful energy, prioritizing feelings over overthinking. By adopting emotional balance and a more constructive mindset, you can truly embody the essence of feminine energy in all of your regular interactions in daily life. And another key trait of a feminine woman is confidence. Confidence is key, but sometimes we can be our own worst critics, constantly pointing out our flaws and imperfections. But dwelling on these aspects can hinder our self-esteem and how others perceive us. Instead, it's crucial to shift our focus towards self-love and embracing our uniqueness, and dressing in a way that makes us feel empowered, and practicing good posture can also boost confidence levels. That's something I need to work on. And remember, confidence isn't about being flawless. It's about owning who you are and standing tall, both physically and mentally. And I want to dig into that a little bit more, the mental piece of confidence, because we know that confidence is so much more than how we think we look. True confidence isn't just about how we look on the outside, it's about feeling secure in who we are as people. And a significant aspect of confidence stems from our self-worth, which comes from trusting ourselves. It's about following through on the commitments that we make to ourselves, whether it's pursuing our passions, setting boundaries, or prioritizing true self-care. And when we honor these commitments, we build a sense of trust and reliability within ourselves, which forms the foundation of true confidence. So let's focus on cultivating that inner trust and embracing our authentic selves, knowing that our worth isn't defined by external factors, but by the strength of our character and our integrity. But with that said, there is a physical piece to confidence. I mean, there's no denying that. So it's also important that you present yourself in a way that makes you feel confident, and that is totally individual and unique. So as long as you feel confident, you will exude confidence, and that is very attractive in and of itself. Don't forget to check the link in the description box below and sign up for my free weekly newsletter where I share simple tips to activate your feminine energy, encouragement, and anything under the sun that will help make your life easier or more enjoyable and get you more aligned with yourself. And next, I recommend this video that I mentioned earlier about creating polarity in your romantic relationship. It's all about how to maximize your feminine energy and how your partner can maximize their masculine energy in turn, and why that is so critical to the health of a relationship. Please share your thoughts and experiences with becoming more feminine in the comments below, as your insights could really help someone else on their journey to becoming more feminine. And I look forward to talking to you next time, and thank you so much for being here. Please be sure to subscribe for more videos about embracing your feminine energy and living the life of your dreams. Stay aligned.